the general manager or the president of basketball operations, Trajan Langdon, did speak to the media today. We have to address these things. We've been speculating what the Pistons are going to do all offseason. We kind of got answers now. You can play them in any order you want, Skywalker.
Yeah,
it don't even matter.
Play one of the ones. We'll play the playoff ones last, so you can play one of the other two ones, not the playoff one.
I think it's definitely provoked some thought internally in terms of what we can do to get better. I think it hasn't changed the roadmap for us. I don't think we're in a place to push all of our chips in and be locked into a place who still want to keep that optionality. I think our guys have been in the gym working a lot. They want to get better. So I think we will see growth from our young players from this year to next year. And I think that's ultimately what's really important for us, because if those guys get better, we'll ultimately get better. And there'll be a time. But again, we're continuing to keep our ear to the ground and see if there's opportunities to get better without pushing all of our chips in, proverbially. Excuse me.
So that was Trajan Langdon, the president of basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons, talking about the East kind of being a little bit wide open now with Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, and Damian Lillard all probably not playing at all next year. And then you have, obviously, the Knicks, what's going on there. Giannis wants out. So there's kind of a path for the Pistons. If they would make a big trade to bring in another star, they could see themselves in the finals. But Trajan said there that he doesn't really expect them to make that kind of move. He doesn't think they're going to make anything drastic in the offseason, and I think that's what we all expected. This is not a reactionary guy. When I look at Trajan Langdon, he doesn't seem like a reactionary guy or a guy that's like, okay, because this happened, I'm going to do this now. No, he's got a plan that he likes that he's going to stick to, and Tom Gores is going to support that. And so I see, like we said, they're just going to run it back with their guys. They want to see all their young guys on, maybe a little bit of an upgrade for Fontecchio, like get another backup four in there that can do a little bit more than Fontecchio, but it's not going to be anything where they bring a star in and trade off young pieces.
That's exactly it. I mean, I don't even know what more there is to say other than that. That's kind of what we've been predicting it as. Yes, there have been names come across the ticker, and we have to react to them because we do a sports show about the Detroit Pistons, about Detroit sports. Would you? Yes, I would. Are they? No. As we said before, you can't even trade Jaden Ivey right now until you see him back on the court doing some of the things he did before that injury. It's just not – they're going to take it up to the deadline, and it makes sense to do so. Like, you were in a playoff situation that you arguably could have won, had a few guys here, maybe Jaden Ivey, maybe Isaiah Stewart, and those guys can come back healthy this year. And he knows they're coming back. Let's see what we got in that, and then move forward.
Microwave Nick, I don't think it's a far shot to say the Pistons are a star addition away from very realistically playing in the finals next year. Is it sitting well with you that they're not going to go out and get a guy like that while we see multiple of them moving around the league?
It definitely would have made sense for this team to take a step because they do have Cade Cunningham, superstar, potential MVP candidate of the future. But to me, Trajan Langdon can do whatever the hell he wants. He's in good graces with me right now. From what he was able to do in his first season, he's allowed to say this right now for what he did in his first year running the Detroit Pistons. To me, maybe it's not the time to freak out, make a drastic move, because if you make the wrong one and get the wrong, Robin to pair with Cade, then you're in some serious trouble. And, maybe he wasn't in love with a Kevin Durant, a Desmond Bane. Who else just got moved today? Drew Holiday, Anthony Simons.
I don't know what the fuck that Drew Holiday.
I know. I hope we touch on some of the stuff going on in the NBA right now. But, maybe he didn't like any of those guys to be Cade's Batman, which, Kevin Durant would be great, but he's like 38, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are we doing? So
36.
36? I don't. Is it?
Yeah. I looked it up today.
Okay.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of them were the right Robin to pair with Cade. So I'm not going to overreact.
Out of any of these moves that we've seen made, like the Drew Holiday one, I don't understand that at all for Portland. Maybe if Drew Holiday's got an expiring contract and they're just trying to get rid of him, maybe that. I don't know. I don't understand giving up Anthony Simmons unless you truly believe that Shaedon Sharpe is the future. The only one that I would have wanted the Pistons to do out of the moves that happened today or last night was Kevin Durant. Like,
Yeah.
that move, I think if you add Kevin Durant and you keep Asar Thompson and you have Cade Cunningham, I think you make the finals next year. I've talked about that. So that one I would have liked to see happen, but it didn't, and I'm not freaking out about it because it was never really that big of a possibility. Kevin Durant, he's got the say to go wherever he wants, and I don't think, as much as he likes Cade Cunningham and he talks about the Pistons and stuff like that, he wasn't going to come to Detroit, so I'm not freaking out.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's the only one I would have been like down. I mean, honestly, Kevin Durant. Anthony Simons maybe, but I mean, like, who even knew he was on the market?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
And I don't think guard. Like, I'm more focused on the forward and maybe center positions for the Detroit Pistons. We have 2 good guards. Expecting Malik Beasley to come back.
Would you have traded Jaden Ivey for Simon straight?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Who is Simons on a good team? You know, that's like,
yeah. I guess I'm not like.
I do like what he has, but I was shocked to see that move go down.
It's not a big enough of a move to be like, oh, it's us and the Magic now next year for the East. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess not, no. But I do like him as a player. But KD definitely was the one. It's like, I mean, that's probably a difference maker for you. But again, like, because of Jaden Ivey injury, like, how much more do you have to give up than what the Rockets gave up? And Jalen Green, yeah, we don't think he's anything special, but he was number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, you would have had to give up more. You would have had to give up Ivy and probably Asar if you wanted KD. Like, that's probably what they would have asked for. And I wouldn't have done that probably. But
No, I wouldn't have.
it is what it is. Want to go to break and come back to another one, or just...
I got a question real quick before we do. Do you think it's crazy that literally Trajan Langdon has sounded like, boom, Brad Holmes, and now, you know, every other GM in this town when it comes to, we're not going to do anything drastic, you know, we love our development, we love our guys. Like, that's kind of like what he just said again.
Yeah.
We hear this out of Steve, we've now heard it time and time again. It's every single one of them say the same exact things. Besides maybe even Scott Harris and the Tigers saying like, oh yeah, we're going to make some upgrades.
I don't think so, because I think that's just what good GMs sound like.
Yeah.
Like, good GMs draft good players and
Make
develop those
calculated
good
decisions.
players. Yeah, like, they're not going to go out and make all these signings and do all this crazy stuff, especially unless you are in a market that dictates your ability to do that. And, like, maybe Tom Gores would be like that. I'm sure Tom Gores would be like that, where if Trajan wants a guy, there's not a price tag that Tom Gores is going to say no to. But good GMs talk like that because they get good players and they develop good players.
Yeah, you have to be calculated. I mean, again, even trading Ivy right now, you're not going to get the value you would in season at the deadline. Like, teams are, like, desperate for, you know what I'm saying, a player like that. I think the best time to make a trade is the deadline. Unless you're the one buying.